A while loop is a pretest loop that executes its body of code repeatedly while the loop's expression evaluates to true. Once the expression is false, the loop ends and your Java program continues with the next statements outside of the loop. An iteration is one execution of the loop body. A loop variable counts the number of loop iterations and is typically used to control the loop. Here is an example where you have the word while, you have an expression in parentheses, and a block of code surrounded by curly braces and some statements. And these statements will repeatedly execute while that expression next to the word while remains true. And typically you'll have some kind of code inside the body of the while loop that'll eventually make this expression false. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in an infinite loop. So let's try out some while loop examples. Let's first create a variable called I and set int I is 0. And imagine if we had a loop. Now imagine if we had an if statement like if I is less than 5. If this is true, system.out.println hello. It's going to print out hello on the screen if this condition is true. And it prints out one hello because I is 0. It's true that I is less than 5. It prints out hello. But if I replace the word if with the word while instead, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to check while I is less than 5. While this condition is true, it's going to keep printing out hello. And it's printing out hello forever. It's never stopping. The program is still running because this red square is visible and it allows me to click on it to terminate the program. So what happened? We got stuck in an infinite loop, the most common type of issue you can have with a loop. So inside the body of the loop, it's going to keep executing while this condition is true, but there's no code that's actually modifying the variable I that will essentially and we need to modify the variable I for this to eventually become false. So what we could do is say I plus plus, and what that's going to do is it's going to increment I at every loop iteration. So every loop iteration is executing these statements once inside the block of the loop. So I is initially 0. Is 0 less than 5? That's true. It prints out hello. I becomes 1. Is 1 less than 5? It's true. Prints out hello. I then becomes 2. Is 2 less than 5? And this keeps going on until I becomes 5, and then it does a check. Is 5 less than 5? This is false because 5 is not less than 5. It's equal to 5. So when it's done, it'll break out of the loop and continue with the rest of the statements. All done. So this will run 5 times, print out 5 hellos, starting at 0 and going up to 4, because we're looking for I is less than 5. The first integer that's less than 5 is 4, so from 0 to 4, that's 5 times. We're getting 5 hellos printed to the screen, and then it breaks out of that loop and prints out all done. So that's basically all there is to a while loop. You need to have an expression that evaluates to true or false, a body of code surrounded by curly braces, and you need some kind of code in the body of the while loop that will eventually set this condition to false in order to break out of the while loop.